All right, so as promised, we're going to start today off with talking about Boston and the New York Islanders and the game that finished a while back. I've been watching the first period of Calgary and Tampa and LA and New Jersey and figured this was a good time to do the review for this game, and I've got a board set up for those games as well. Also, there will be a news of the day video in between all of this other stuff that's going on. So this is where it's tricky, where it's like, all right, I got to watch the games that are going on, and I got to report on everything else as well. Before this game got started, this game started late. This review would have been up earlier, but it started late because they had the number 91 retired for Butch Goring. Great guy, long-winded, and it was a long procedure to get to the opening face-off. But again, good on Butch for talking about all the guys whose numbers are not retired and he feels should be. The Islanders had a 2-on-1 that was defended by Lindholm early on, and it looked like maybe this game would be kind of even. But then Pastrnak scores his 47th from Krug and Carlo at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And to me, it felt like it was a bit of a muted celebration because it looked like the goaltender had been run into by a Bruins player who may have been helped in there by a New York Islander defender. But are they going to call it back? And even Edwards and Brickley were like, well, if this goal counts. But it was not challenged. There was no challenge from Barry Trotz. He likely looked at it and said, you know what? Forget it. We're not going to challenge that because if it goes against us, it's a penalty. The Bruins were in control, and the shots were 7-2 in favor of Boston 8 minutes into that first period. And that push continued into the second half of that period. So they didn't really take their foot off the gas until Grzelcyk scores from Marchand and McAvoy at 13:10. And when I say Grzelcyk scored, it's that he took a shot from the point that may have been one of those shot passes, but it deflected off Boychuk into the net. The interesting thing was, after that goal was scored, they showed Boychuk on the bench. The coach was talking to him, and I was thinking to myself, how are you going to teach him not to deflect it into his own net like he meant to do it? Anyways, I just thought it was interesting. Then Ritchie gets a penalty. Islanders take a power play. The Islanders were generating some offense late, and as a result of that pressure, Pasta takes a penalty with 1:03 left. Pastrnak does have a short fuse. It is one thing with Pastrnak that I wonder, once we get into the playoffs, whether or not that short fuse may end up being one of those things that we talk about in a playoff game in an important situation. They're all important in the playoffs. Rask then denied Eberle late, so we go into the second period with a 2-0 lead for the Bruins. Coyle very nearly made it 3-0 early in that second period. Second period. The Bruins pressured at the 4-minute mark. The shots were 5-2 in favor of the Bruins 7 minutes in. And I thought what struck me was the Islanders, with this news that they're going to be at Nassau, I figured they'd come out with more jump. Now, it is worthy of note, and I've mentioned this in other games where we've had big ceremonies. It does seem like it's something that you get all ready for your game, when your game's supposed to start, and then you're waiting, and it seems to hurt the home team more than the road team in situations like this. But by the second, I kind of expected the Islanders to come out with a little bit more fight. So the Bruins get a power play, and then it turned into a 32-second 5-on-3 situation, but they kill that off. Bailey then had a drive towards the net. Bailey and Barzal were involved, and the Bruins take a penalty. So after that penalty kill, the Islanders then pressure, and they get themselves another power play. So this is a complaint Islander fans have had all year, that they're not getting power plays. Today they got tons. The momentum had definitely shifted to the Islanders at that stage, though they were not generating enough shots. It's a conversation we've had about the Islanders many times. This team doesn't generate enough shots. I don't know what it is in the way that they play, but those shots don't get through to the net often enough. Third period, Rask denied Bailey, and then he denied Eberle. It's the second time he denied Eberle in the game that I've even got on the board. The Islanders had all of the pressure the first 5 minutes, and they looked really, really good that first 5 minutes. Now, the trick is that you get up to the halfway mark, and you're still getting all that pressure. You're finally getting shots. But Tuukka Rask, through the first 40 minutes, well, he's got his feet under him and he's got his confidence now. He sees that goose egg going into the third. He knows what he can do. Just after the halfway mark, Marchand scores from Bergeron and McAvoy at 11:06. That's McAvoy's second assist in the game, and that made it 3-0. Barzal tries to answer right away. He's denied. And then Pastrnak and Komarov had what I'm dubbing as an unhappy hug, where they kind of didn't like each other during the game, and it's just one of those things that happens. And the Islanders come out of it with a power play, which made both Brooks Cassidy and myself say, what? Because to me, I thought it was offsetting. I thought for sure with all the hugging that was going on the ice, it'd be, offsetting hugging minors. But they gave Pasta the only penalty in that. Brassard then took a shot after a whistle that the Bruins didn't like. Nordstrom went over to ask him what he was doing. And they debated whether or not the puck had actually hit the mesh before Brassard took the shot. It doesn't matter. The whistle went. Everybody heard the whistle except apparently Brassard. Now, I don't have any reason to think Brassard didn't hear the whistle. He did go over to explain that to the officials, that he wasn't trying to be, a jerk in that situation. But, so soon after that, the Islanders decide, we're going to pull our goalie. There's 5 minutes and 12 seconds left. We're going to go 6-on-4, which I thought, that's not a horrible idea. Considering you're down by 3, you need to generate 3 goals in 5 minutes. Sure, go 6-on-4. They drop the whistle. 6 seconds later, Barzal takes a penalty. And I can imagine he didn't look over towards the bench a whole lot when he was on his way over, because Trotz probably wasn't a very happy camper at that stage. And that's kind of the way this goes for the Islanders. So with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left, McAvoy scores from Krug and Krejci. Remember, McAvoy, it took him over half a season to get his first. Well, that's the 4th goal he's had this year. Krug with the nice helper from behind the net. Krejci gets the 2nd assist. Gets him on the board for today. That made it 4-0. The Bruins had a penalty with 1 minute and 13 seconds left. So again, the Islanders finished the game on the power play. And what came out of that was Coyle hit a post shorthanded. So your final score is 4-0 in favor of the Bruins. Tuukka Rask gets his 49th career shutout. 25 saves on 25 shots. Varlamov saves 25 out of 29 in the loss. Shots 11-8 in the first in favor of the Bruins, 12-4 in favor of the Bruins in the second, 13-6 in favor of the Islanders in the third. Final shots 29-25 for the Bruins. And if you're an Islander fan, I do think there's reason for concern. They're now 4-5-2 in their last 11. Definitely reason for concern. Power plays, Boston goes 1 for 3, and the Islanders went 0 for 6. So they had 6 power plays today, and they were unable to take advantage. And for the Bruins, nice win on the road. And I believe they said it's 4 out of 6 the Bruins have now on the road from here. So good start to that. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. So 1 game down on Saturday. We got 11 more to go. But we got 2 that are in process now. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. And just how many videos I end up producing today. Probably won't be that many, but by my standards anyways. All right, thanks again for all your support. I will talk to you again likely very soon.